After enduring 60 days of unremitting and intense Zionist bombardment, the plight of the people of Gaza worsens with each passing moment. The Zionist air forces persist in their cruel attacks on unarmed civilians, unleashing rockets that turn entire buildings into dust. In every corner of the strip there is no refuge, and no one is spared from these daily acts of genocide. Despite international warnings about the escalating humanitarian crisis faced by the people of Gaza, there appears to be no halt to the frenzied war machine of the Zionist entity.
Situation is getting worse by the hour. I mean, like there's intensified bombing going on all around, including here in the southern areas, Khan Yunis, and even in Rafah. Even what I've seen over the last couple of days, that we see an vastly increasing number of IDPs coming from the so-called middle area and even now the southern areas towards furthermore to the south.
The occupation keeps systematically targeting green areas, the only semblance of shelter for the Palestinian people, leading to an alarming surge in the death toll. Children and women remain the primary targets for both the Zionist air and ground forces, placing every civilian in Gaza at imminent risk.
After 60 days of the Israeli offensive on our people in the Gaza Strip, in which it is targeting and bombing houses and hospitals and medical centers, with rising numbers of people killed and injured, displaced and homeless, despite the limited truce during which trucks of medical aid were allowed in, which was not at all sufficient. This all made the state of the health sector deteriorate dangerously.
The UN Secretary-General, issuing a stark warning, implored all parties to adhere to the international humanitarian laws. He urged the Zionist forces to refrain from actions that would further worsen the already dire humanitarian conditions, emphasizing the imperative to protect civilians, including health workers, journalists, UN personnel, and civilian infrastructure at all times. The international community's calls for humanitarian respect and protection of innocent lives echo against the deafening backdrop of destruction and unimaginable adversity, making hope for an end to the violence and a pathway to lasting peace far-fetched.